I'm here with Tom Toles, the Washington Post Pulitzer Prize winning cartoonist. Tom has been skewering Washington politicians for decades, and we're here to talk about his latest victims. Tom, tell me about the new administration. How does it change versus the Bush administration in terms of your inspiration, or does it not change at all?
Well, what I do is on a day-to-day basis, so I'm looking at the news every day. Now, obviously, when the administration changes, especially this kind of historic change, it changes the entire landscape. Before, we were dealing with a familiar set of figures, very well-known personalities, very defined issues, and a history to work off of. Now everything is new. A new president tends to get a benefit of the doubt. He comes in with a mandate. He's got a lot of new stuff. So instead of cartooning about specific problems with long histories, now it's like introducing a new set of characters in a new play, a new drama, and just seeing how everything fits together and is playing out in the public.
All right, well, show us one of your recent ones from...
Okay, well, recently the last couple of weeks, I've been in the populist pitchfork carrying mode. There's a lot of debate, a lot of high feelings about the bailouts, the bonuses, Wall Street in general. And this cartoon is about public anger. It's a dinner setting with a master of the universe being served the head of a rather upset member of the public, and he's asking, why is he so angry? I think this cartoon, for me anyway, expresses that there's a legitimate and highly understandable anger, and while a lot of people question, and part of the commentary has been, well, is this really productive are these the very specific individuals? This cartoon was designed to say, yes, in the aggregate, there is something very real to be upset about.
Tell me what's happening down in the lower left-hand corner here on a lot of your cartoons. There's a little something else going on.
Well, it's just, this is a drawing of me. I'm actually larger than this drawing. It's a way to personalize and add an additional thought to the cartoon. Sometimes it amplifies, sometimes it extends, sometimes it even cuts the other way. This one, it says, he, referring to the head here, wants to put you off your feed, implying that his goal is to dampen the master's appetite for more of the same.
As you show us another one, and as you do, tell me about your inspiration. I mean, is it the front pages? Is it committee hearings? Is it?
Like everybody else in Washington, I try to read everything, watch everything, know everything. Obviously, that's impossible, but I think my job is somewhat to be a distiller. There's just so much stuff out there. There's so much commentary. There's so much factual matter that somebody needs to be. I tend to think of myself as being the one-stop shopping, the last word on an issue. After you've read everything else, then you see, well, what does this all boil down to? Now this one we've heard so much about too big to fail, and we're thinking, wow, are they too big to fail? How much do we need to give them? How much do we need to accommodate their needs and desires? This one, I turned it around to be more, I thought was the more significant side of that, small enough to fail, and it's just an ordinary person who's lost his house, lost his 401k, lost his job, and he's sitting out in the rain. Now this one, I got a phone call from a guy in Baltimore, and he went on, and it's just exactly what a cartoonist wants to hear. He said, there's so much analysis, there's so much technical explanation for things. Somebody needs to get to the way the thing actually feels for real people, and that's what this one was about. And he said in particular, aside from the rain falling on the poor guy, he loved the forlorn birds on the wire. It's a little touch like that can sometimes convey the atmosphere of an idea.
Since you do distill everything and you're poking at a lot of powerful people, has it ever gotten you in trouble? Pat Oliphant had an issue this week where the Anti-Defamation League was very outraged about one of his cartoons. Has that ever happened to you, and how do you walk that line?
A cartoonist has to push the edge a little bit. If you pull back all the time, there's no edge, there's no fire, there's no passion. For me, I have had some firestorms. For me, it's always been exactly for the wrong thing. I did a cartoon when the week that Princess Diana and Mother Teresa died in the same week. Princess Diana got all the coverage. I did a cartoon contrasting the beautiful princess dying, getting all the coverage, and just an elderly woman. And gee, why was it that? Why do you suppose there was this divergence in coverage? And for some reason, a phone tree or an email tree got started that somehow turned the cartoon upside down and said that the point of the cartoon was that Mother Teresa did not deserve any attention because she was elderly and unattractive. Well, I got just hammered over that one. On another cartoon, I got a letter from all 6 chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff because I did a cartoon sympathetic to the stresses the Army was under because of my portrayal of the Army as a wounded soldier. Well, again, it completely flipped the intention of the cartoon. I just was inundated with anger and annoyance, and it was misinterpreting, it was flipping the whole point of the cartoon. Now that isn't always the case. Sometimes cartoons are attacked, and rightly, for the overt intentionality that they're portraying. For me, it's been just the opposite.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing your next one in the Washington Post. Tom Toles, thank you very much for being with us. And thanks all of you for watching Washington Unplugged. We'll look forward to being with you next week here on CBSNews.com.